Hi, hey, welcome to my channel. Today I am taking my carry gun to the range to practice, and I do this about once a month or maybe twice a month. Just I always have it in the truck with me, so I like to take a box of shells here and just shoot 15, 20 rounds out of it just to make sure, I knock the rust off, as it were. So this is kind of what I do. And you can see when I shoot the revolver, I shoot it very quickly. I mean, it's if I'm going to use this in a self uh, uh, defense situation, and this revolver is unloaded, uh, you're not. Uh, you're probably going to shoot it in double action. There's just no doubt about that. And I suppose in a scenario where you can cock the gun back would be your best case scenario, I suppose. But some of the things I've seen on YouTube that I don't completely understand what they're trying to show. But that is where you take the gun and you set the trigger back about like that, right? And then you squeeze all the way through. Now, that's perfectly fine for shooting at targets. But, someone's coming at you, shooting at you, you don't have time to set no trigger up. Come on, that's crazy talk. What it is you're going to shoot the revolver at the target as fast as you can. And with that, there's going to be movement. So let's take a look at how much movement. And I'm going to shoot this revolver as fast as I can on target at 10 yards. Probably 7 yards would be better, but I can only shoot at 10 yards. So let's see what that is. Double action. Here we go. Okay, you can see that, the piece of cardboard that I was using is basically the size of a body. Okay, so you can see I could hit it. And there was 4 shots that you could see. 1 shot you couldn't see because I was focused in on the bullseye. But I will show you where the 5th shot went. And you can see it in this clip. Okay, you can see that shot was low in the other bullseye. Now, I can't say for sure that I wasn't shooting at that bullseye. When you get yourself in a situation where you want to do this as quick as you can, you're putting pressure on yourself, although it's nowhere near the pressure you would feel if you were in a real gun fight. But you do want to put yourself in some kind of pressure where you have to unload the revolver as quick as you can at the target. And you can see that I could have aimed at the bottom target first. I don't know. But more than likely, I was aiming at the top target. And my first round, I pulled the gun down, anticipating pushing the gun forward so that I wouldn't have the muzzle flip. And that's one of the traps you kind of get set in. It was still within the body of any intruder and still quick enough to stop any threat. The idea that here's the problem I have with what you hear on the internet. Number one, a civilian that protects themselves, even if you live in a state like Pennsylvania that has the castle doctrine. And the castle doctrine simply means you can stand your ground in your house or anywhere. You can stand your ground. However, it's specific that you can't be the aggressor. So, I mean, if you're running toward somebody that's shooting, and you shoot somebody else or by mistake, you're responsible for that. And it's one of the things that people might not understand. And with all the gurus and the ex-police people and the experts, you got to understand a couple things about military guys and police guys, or former police, former whatever. Uh, there is a thing in our laws, especially in Pennsylvania, or I'm sure all states, there is a clause in our state, especially this state, Pennsylvania, called qualified immunity. If you don't know what that means, I suggest you look it up. Qualified immunity is specifically designed to protect police officers for, in the heat of the moment, exchange. A civilian gets hurt, a civilian gets shot, they shoot the wrong person. They have an apparatus that goes to fight for them. They have a union, they have union lawyers, they have all those things. I mean, they might lose their job, and hey, I've seen police get prosecuted, but they do have qualified immunity. You don't as a civilian. You have to account for every shot that you take. It's very important that you understand all the hype you see is nonsense. If you don't practice with this gun, and you drop a shot low, and you hit a child, you're responsible for that shot. There's no qualified immunity. There's nothing in that statute that says that, you would have to prove bodily harm, and then in a civil case, you would probably, even a criminal case, you would probably be charged with manslaughter. There's just hardly any way out of it. So be sure of what's around you. Now, yeah, in the ideal scenario, it's just you and the bad guy out in the middle of nowhere. It just never hardly happens. Shootings happen at gas stations. They happen at malls. They happen near public places. That's where the people are. So obviously, if someone's starting to shoot into a crowd, there's a pile of people around it. You gotta know, and you gotta practice with your revolver. Can't state that enough. In the military guys, their training is based around a philosophy that there is what they would call the fog of war. And absolutely, I mean, I understand that. You don't know at any given time, the situation could be so crazy that you don't know who's friendly, who isn't friendly. I mean, there's bombs going off everywhere, and mistakes are going to happen. We're humans. But in the fog of war allows a certain amount of leeway for if an accident happens. As a civilian, you don't get that. There's no fog of war. There's no tribunal that's going to not hold you accountable for every shot. So keep that in mind. Now I'm going to take some shots, just single action. I'm going to cock the gun back, and I'm holding at the 6 o'clock hold with this handgun, and I'm aiming right at the very bottom of that target so you can see. Okay, you can see if I take the time with the revolver, cock it back, pretty much all my shots are right within that 6 o'clock hold or above. So I'm right there where I need to be as far as shooting this revolver with the snub nose, effectively. If given the time that I can cock the thing back, I can cock it back a hell of a lot faster than I can pull this thing back to a spot and then release it without the thing going off. So that is the first shot. If you have the chance to use the single action, use it. That's pretty much all I have to say about the concealed carry, or you're carrying a handgun for defense. Just remember, the snub nose revolver, there's not a lot of forgiveness when you're shooting one of these things. It doesn't take the gun much to tip one way or the other, simply because just the length of the sight radius and the length of the barrel. A small adjustment like this, it goes way awry at a distance. Unlike a revolver like this Model 14, you can see the sight radius is a lot further. And, a tip like this isn't going to make that much of a difference. You might be a couple inches off, where a tip of a revolver that is this short, a small adjustment like that could be feet at any given distance. So you want to practice with your handgun. Do your own research. I mean, there's information to be learned on YouTube, and I'm not saying that there isn't, but understand that you're responsible for every shot you take. I think there's just too much emphasis put on the shooting part and not enough about the thinking part and understanding and follow this all the way to the end. You got to see through to the end of this. What happens if I make a mistake? And when you do the drill like I did as fast as you can see how quickly you can make mistakes. Everybody can. When you are shooting a small revolver with a short barrel that has a snappy recoil, that gun is moving enough that you can practice and make yourself better. I've practiced enough that I keep it on the paper. I can keep it in somebody's body. That's what I'm after. But if you take the revolver out and you have a cardboard cutout that's about the size of a human torso, and you can't even hit the cardboard, what are you hitting? Who are you hitting? Keep that in mind. So as always, I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you supporting my channel. YouTube did come out with some new rules for monetization. It doesn't really bother me that much. I never plan to make any money. However, if I can reach the 1,000 subscribe mark by the first of the year, I will be grandfathered in. I do have 5,000 watch hours. I'm just unable to get subscribers for whatever reason. I've got hundreds of thousands of views, but I get it. I don't subscribe to every channel either. I understand. But if you feel that if any of my videos have helped you, or if anything I've showed you is of interest to you or just entertainment, hit the subscribe button for me. Get me over the 1,000 mark, and I won't even ask, I won't ask any more on the video. So thanks a lot. And as always, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you again next week.